So I've opened up VR codes and I've saved it as 1-VR codes. And we are going to be using some of the text functions to kind of extract some of the information and fill it in over on the right-hand side. And we're also going to be kind of fixing up some issues with some of the data. So we are going to start by activating D6. And if you look at the Social Security numbers in column C, you'll notice that there's a variety of spaces between groupings of numbers, and there really should only be one space between each group. So we're going to use the trim function to handle this little problem. So we're going to key in equal trim, and the text that we need to trim is over in C6. So we're going to click on that and do the right parenthesis and press enter. Okay, and you should notice right away that some of the extra spaces are gone. And we are going to drag that fill handle down and fix all of the numbers. And that looks a heck of a lot nicer than what it looks like before. So that is what the trim function does, gets rid of extra spaces. So moving right along, we are going to be extracting the first letter of the first name. And so we're going to click over on E6. And this is where we're going to be putting that first letter. And to extract the first letter, we're going to use the left function. And in parentheses, you have to tell it what cell you want to look at, and we're going to be looking at the one that has the first name in it. Okay, and then you have to tell it the number of characters that you want to extract, and we're going to extract 1. Okay, so we are starting from the left of the text that is in that cell, and we're just basically grabbing the first character. If we put a 2 here, it would grab the first 2 letters. If we did a 3, it would grab the first 3, and so on. But in this case, we only want 1, so we're going to go ahead and press enter. Then we're going to click up on that result and drag our fill handle. And so we should have the first letter of each of the first names. And then we're going to go over to F6. And for F6, we are going to do something similar, but we're going to be extracting the first 4 letters of the last name. So again, it's going to be equal left. And now the cell that we need to look at is the one that contains last name, which is B6. And we're going to give it a comma. And we have to tell it the number of characters to extract beginning from the left-hand side. And we said we wanted 4. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter. And you should notice the first 4 letters are extracted. I'm going to click up on that result and drag down. And then for the final part here, we are going to be grabbing those 2 middle digits from the Social Security. And the end result here is going to be a new login name. Okay, we're going to end up combining all 3 pieces of information. So make sure that G6 has been activated. I'm going to key in equal mid because we want to grab the middle. And the cell that we need to look at is D6. And the starting location on this is the 5th position. So we've got 3 zeros. We have a space that counts as a position. And the 2 is in position 5. Okay, so we need to start extracting at position 5. And we want to extract 2 digits. So we begin at 5, comma, and we're going to extract 2 digits. So you'll notice you have to give it the cell to look at, a comma, where it needs to begin extracting, how many characters in, a comma, and then the actual number of characters it needs to physically extract. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter, and you'll see it grab those middle two characters or numbers, and I'm going to fill that down. So at this point, we have the 3 pieces that we need for our new login. So we're going to click on H6. And the function that will combine these different pieces together is called concatenate. And basically all you do with this function is you key in equal concatenate. And if you see it here, you can double click. And basically you just give it the first cell that you want, a comma, the second cell, a comma, the third cell, etc. So we're going to click on our first cell, enter a comma, click on our second one, a comma, and then I'm not sure if we can click on that third one. What looks like we'll just have to key that in and right parenthesis. Now we'll press enter, and you can see that it combined all 3 pieces. And we will fill that down. And now we have new login names for all of our users. And the last little thing we need to do is get the date in down here. But they don't want us to use the now or the today function. What they want us to do is grab the date out of cell A2. So at this point, we've been using the left function to start extracting cells on the left side, and that date happens to be on the right side. So now we are going to use the right function, and the cell we needed to look at is A2, and we want it to extract 10 characters. So starting on the right, it's going to extract 10. Put the right parenthesis in and press enter. Okay, and at this point, we are done with this little exercise, so you can save your file and close it.